You're listening to the World's Team Podcast. It's not just America's team, Cowboys Nation. It's the world's team. Now, here are your hosts, Paul Stewart and Mike Poland.
How about them Cowboys?
What is up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to the World's Team Podcast, brought to you by the Bleav Network, powered by FanDuel Sportsbook, and sponsored by Cowboys Experience for the ultimate meet and greet, stadium tours, all the above, game tickets, tailgating. Be sure to go to www.cowboysexperience.com and use the discount code WorldsTeam2025. I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Mr. Mike Poland, and we are back from the bye week. We're obviously still kind of recovering from the sad news of Marshawn Kneeland. Obviously, there's now been a fundraiser for the family. Be sure to go. We'll put the link in the description. Be sure to go and try and help out the family, etc. It would mean a lot to the Kneeland family that way. But we are back with football, and we are now going to Viva Las Vegas, Mike.
Yeah. We know some people who have gone. Super Cowboy posting plenty up on that one. I mean, it is cool to have a team in Vegas, I think. I quite like it.
Well, it is the sports entertainment capital of the world, really. Outside of arguably, and now I'm thinking internationally now. Abu Dhabi and Riyadh is now becoming those meccas as well, for all the big major boxing events and UFC events. But Las Vegas is the OG. It's the OG. They're it's the GOAT, my opinion. It's still somewhere in the bucket list I would like to go and visit, just for the weekend,
Maybe next time when we go to America, we'll do that, Paul.
Maybe. Who knows, man? Who knows? But yes, the Dallas Cowboys are going to be playing the Las Vegas Raiders on Monday Night Football. Boo. But we're here to try and lighten the mood. We're here to try and get back to some winning ways, try and salvage what we can out of this season, which has been a tipsy-turvy season for the Dallas Cowboys. We are currently 3-5-1. But Mike, before we go into the injury report and give our history about the Cowboys and Raiders and the analysis, I mean, what do you think of the season so far?
Is all I have to say. It's just a big inhale and an exhale. It's a game of two halves, literally. I mean, the offense has looked, although it's had moments of splutter, generally it's been very good. Defense is the complete opposite. But in fairness to the defense, they've had plenty of injuries. I know that the offense has, CeeDee Lamb, offensive lineman. So it has managed to get through it on offense, thankfully, because there's solid pieces in place. On defense, just totally different. Micah Parsons getting traded, but the good news is that defense is being overhauled post-bye by getting rebooted and reloaded.
Yeah, and we kind of knew that. We knew at the halfway point we were waiting for players to come back from injury, and and we will talk about this, and which is going to be DeMarvion Overshown and Shavon Revel, which I'm really excited for, Mike. I'm really, especially Revel. I'm really pumped for him to finally get wearing the star on his helmet and be on the football field, first time since he was back at college. So I'm really excited to see what he can do. And just remember, folks, Revel was a first-round graded talent that fell down to the third because of the injury. We were I'm surprised he managed to fall down. We were both surprised, actually, Mike, that he fell down to the third.
Yeah. I mean, he is a talent. Definite. As I said to you before, generally what scouts tend to do is, depending on the level of injury, they'll drop them rounds. So the level of injury Revel had definitely was a long stemming injury, going to miss majority of this first rookie season. You would tend to say that's 2 rounds down. So with the fact the Cowboys get him in the 3rd round means that they are using that idea, that ethos. So that tells you people did think of him as a first-round talent. And he
Yeah.
is. He's a fantastic player. For East Carolina, easily that best player on that team that year.
Yeah, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. And I remember Brian Broaddus doing a really good deep analysis on Revels, like I think it was on the draft show, I believe. Like during the whole process, Broaddus was speaking so highly of Revel, and that's like, and of course I got to see him play with East Carolina against North Texas a couple of not was it last year? Yeah, it must have been last year. But get to see him play, I'm just like, it's like. And it's amazing seeing how North Texas is doing right now, because that's what I like supporting right now, because I like supporting the more smaller, like, not, I know you're happy today with your college football with Texas A&M, who came back from a massive comeback victory against South Carolina. That was unbelievable. But I will leave it at that. But
I won't get the flag. I won't get the flag.
Don't you dare. But yes, but just before we do go into the injury report, we want to give some history notes about the Cowboys and the Raiders. So the Cowboys and the Raiders have played each other 13 times since 1974. Unfortunately, the Cowboys are 6-7 in this matchup, but here's the plus side, Mike. The Cowboys are 3-1 in the last 4 meetings. Obviously, but going back to the unfortunate part, we lost that last game back in 2021 at home in overtime, 30-60-33, and I was at that game.
Yeah, that was a killer game, right?
I will say though, the Raiders fans were actually a really good bunch of people, like good set of fans, like had drinks with them, had good laughs and stuff like that. Like they well supported, well organized team. So at that time, but at the time, but looking at this team right now, and kind of going back to the question with like a Revel and like a Overshown, this is like the perfect game for them to get themselves climated back into the team, because knowing how the Raiders are at this current state.
Yeah. I mean, like, their offense is struggling. I mean, like, I went to go and have a look to write an article on the receiving side of the Raiders. You've got to go down a few pages to find the wide receivers. Some of them aren't even on 100 yards total receiving for the season. There are some players that have 0 receptions during a game, and not just one. It's a little all over the shop. I know they got Bowers, and Bowers is their primary guy. He's missed time this season, but generally the receivers are oof. So the receiving game has struggled under Geno Smith. Don't know what's going on with Geno Smith. I mean, is it going to be Aaron Connell, Kenny Pickett?
Mate, come on.
Too many Kennys. Kenny Pickett. It may be Geno Smith, because he isn't showing up on their practice report, but I don't know. I haven't dived too much in. So that sort of game, you think, for a guy like Logan Wilson, Shavon Revel, Kalen Carson's playing, Deron Bland needs a pick-me-up after his game at Arizona.
Yes, he does.
This is the right type of game for it. And the Raiders, I believe, are second last in points per game on offense, scoring only 15.2 points per game.
Man, I mean, I don't know if you remember watching that Raiders and Broncos game. I mean, it was like it was like 3-3 for the majority of the whole game, and like I can't remember what the end result was. Like, it was really hard, really difficult to watch that game. Not to mention it was late night back here in the UK, so I only watched it till halftime, and I was just like, why did I even bother staying up to watch this? It was dull. Like, I'm trying to say this in the nicest way possible. It was not entertaining to watch.
No.
And I was trying to look to see if there was anything that was there that we should be concerned about. And obviously there is Max Crosby, there is that, and we will talk about that shortly. But before we do that, and you kind of mentioned like some injuries and stuff like that early on. So, but before I do mention, this is going to be the first game for the Cowboys going to Las Vegas ever since they became the Las Vegas Raiders.
The Raiders, yeah.
Yep, so the first time. And I do want to mention as well, and I feel horrible for our good friend J Tuck right now. Like, I don't know if you heard about what happened. He had a wee incident at the gym.
Oh no.
Yep, so he had to go to hospital and he's basically cracked his rib. And he's now on doctor's orders not to travel, so he's not going to Vegas no more.
Mm.
So that's an so but
Well, we better not make him laugh when we're with him when we're in America.
well, I did send him a message. I did say to him, "Well, when we see you, I promise I won't bear hug you." So yeah, so but he's resting up but get well soon, J Tuck, bro. We'll see you next week, during the festivities for Thanksgiving and stuff like that. So yeah, but rest up, dude. But yes, the injury report, Mike. So let me hit that out with you. So for the Dallas Cowboys, the only player out, and I was really having high hopes for this, is Solomon Thomas is out.
That came out of nowhere, really. Because
Really?
it hasn't really been showing up all week, and suddenly, that shows up, and that's a quite bad.
Especially in red zone defense and against the run.
Well, believe it or not, in run block win, run defense win rate, he's first.
Yeah.
He's the best in the NFL.
Yeah, and you wouldn't think that, like, just based on what you've seen, but when you really kind of look at the film, like, Solomon Thomas has been great for us. He really has. It's just unfortunate, like, obviously we do have our issues with linebacker, etc., but hopefully with Overshown now back in, that might fix things. But I will continue on with the injury report, but there's 4 questionables here, Mike. So we've got Elijah Clark, questionable, Ajani Cornelius, also questionable, Malik Hooker, and Perion Winfrey. So the good thing is, like, it's not like immediate starters. It's more the rotational players more than anything. It's like questionable. But our
Hooker.
Hooker, yes, but
Yeah.
but we're not having any concerns like Lamb or our offensive line or nothing like that. Like, we're going in with a full, like, clean squad, like, almost healthy, going into this game. And to add that on top of that, the Las Vegas odds, and sorry, let me repronounce it, FanDuel Sportsbook odds, actually, have the Dallas Cowboys at minus 3.5 on the spread, with the money line set to minus 190 for the Cowboys, and the over and under is set to 50.5, and the over rate is at minus 104, and the under is at minus 118. So it's more favorable to be under 50 points in this game.
There we go. I don't see that, mind. I just don't. I think
over or under.
Being 50, I think it's going to go over. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. 50's not. It's not going to be like 30-20. I think. We'll do score predictions at the end, but I think it's going to be a much higher scoring game, more on the Cowboy side than the Raiders side.
Yeah, and I guess like the big question going into this game, obviously I kind of mentioned like some Marshawn Kneeland. It's like this is the first game since obviously the tragic news of his passing. Like, will this play in the back of the minds of this football team, like going into this game?
Definitely. You think they're gonna come out? It's gonna be already fresh in their minds. Then they're gonna be. This is our first game without him. They're definitely gonna have a moment for him, which will further entrench their thoughts and their emotions on it. So it's one of those things where it can swing either way. That emotionally it can drain you so much that you can't concentrate on things, or it puts a fire in your belly.
Yeah. I hope it's the latter, putting the fire in the belly. I hope put on the performance, show give their love to number 94 out there. But yeah, like I said, I will put the link in the description of the fundraiser for the family. So because we want to make sure that the newborn not newborn, his girlfriend who is pregnant, want to make sure that that kid is set for life. So if you're able to help, that would mean a lot to the family. So I will put the link in the description for that. Yeah. But going back to this game, like we kind of mentioned, this is the first game for Logan Wilson, Quinnen Williams, DeMarvion Overshown coming back from injury, and obviously we mentioned Shavon Revel. I mean, and we're talking about a defensive overhaul here, Mike.
Oh yeah.
So, and I think this is now my question, really. Now we've got like pieces coming into the fold that might actually be better suited to Eberflus's scheme. And I'm not giving Eberflus a pass on this. I'm just saying it might actually work. Like it might backfire, but you might actually see, okay, it is the players that we brought in or currently have in the roster that just does not fit the mold, but the guys that we have brought in have actually made a fundamental difference here. You know where I'm going with this?
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, certainly the linebacker position, which is quite important.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you think you've got both Overshown and Wilson, both very quick triggers.
Yeah.
Coverage skills as well, which will be important when you think, you've got Bowers to think about. So that certainly is the biggest boost for him. The Quinnen Williams side of it all, I think, was more necessary as a team in general as opposed to scheme, because they struggle to stop that. I mean, tell me if you've heard this before about the Cowboys, but the defense has struggled to stop the run. Kenny Clark, Quinnen Williams in there side by side. You think them paired together should easily clog the A and B gaps. And I spoke earlier, when you said about Solomon Thomas in run stop win rate.
I know where you're going with this one.
Yeah, Quinnen Williams ranks second. So you've got the first and second now for the Cowboys, obviously disregarding Solomon Thomas because he's not playing.
It's kind of weird, though, because it doesn't feel like we've got that.
Yeah.
We are still leaking with the run game badly. But in terms of, when you've got, one player can make a difference, yeah, but when the rest of the defensive line are not, doing their part, it can affect the overall, you may have the star players doing what they're doing, but end of the day, it's the unit. It's the unit what counts. But adding, Williams to this unit, we should actually see that massive difference in terms of stopping the run. And that's always been a big question mark for the Cowboys for the past couple of years. I would say for at least the past 4 years. It's been about
probably more, way more than that.
That's why I'm saying at least 4 years.
So,
but the question is though, Mike, now that we've got Williams and Clark playing in, what do we do with Osa Odighizuwa?
That is the question. It's a big question. How do you utilize him now? Is he a rotational player now? And when you get into second and long, third and long situations, you switch Kenny out for Osa, because Osa, he's not he's okay against the run. He's not especially good at it. What he's good at is at the quarterback. It's
applying the pressure. That's what it is.
Yeah. He can crash the line, get down inside, get to the quarterback from A to B the quickest. Straight line, straightest point to 2 points is a straight line. And that's what Osa does well. So maybe that's how they do it. Do they go mammoth package, perhaps, and you have all three playing together with
like a stacked 3-3 defense in a way?
Yeah. So you're playing a mammoth package,
and that means you're actually applying more corners or safeties or whatever that be, and that might actually help with the zone defense essentially.
Maybe.
Who knows?
I mean, you look at Quinnen Williams, 1 sack for the season, but he does get pressures. So he is able to do stuff in the passing game. It's just not really his thing. It's not his main calling card.
I'm going to reiterate this just because Quinnen Williams has had a down year on the stats in terms of sacks and stuff like that. But when you watch him in terms of stopping the run, he is unstoppable. He really is. And that's why we brought him in.
7 tackles for the loss this season. And that's with the Jets, where he was essentially the only guy.
Yeah, he's pretty much the Lone Ranger, pretty much.
Yeah.
But going back to the...
Oh, wait. Before you go anywhere, what would your answer be then on the Osa question? Because it is a kerfuddle.
Good way to read it back to me, actually.
Mm,
I definitely think it'll be situational based, like where like you kind of just highlighted there,
I
where
think so. Yeah.
yeah, when you know it's going to be clearly like if it's like like more like 2nd and 20 or third and long scenarios, then yeah, you might have to rotate him out because Williams is not going to create the pressure and get to the quarterback.
He's not quick enough. Yeah.
Well, it's not so much he's quicker. No, like Williams is quick enough, but there's the different dynamic of the athleticism where
Yeah. Yeah.
like the
I don't
ability
mean
to
quick. I don't mean quick as in generally quick. I mean quick to get into the backfield onto the quarterback in those situations.
yeah,
That's
but
what I meant.
well, I slightly disagree with that in some capacity, but for me, Osa will be definitely there to really like force and really drive the offensive line or get off the blocks as quickly. Whereas the difference between Osa and like Williams will force back defensive linemen, no, sorry, offensive linemen back into the backfield to actually make the tackle for loss. Whereas Osa's more able to get off the blocks more effectively, I would say. Like
Yeah.
we've got one is more pure skill based and one's more pure power based. That's the way I see it. Like the difference between the two, and one's more designed for run, one's more designed for pass like sets. So I think there will be a rotation in that regard. It might even be Kenny Clark, but it gets rotated out for all we know. We don't know. We just
I
have
think
to
it
wait and
would be
see.
more than likely it'd be Kenny Clark. If he was to pull anyone out for Osa, you would want to keep Quinnen Williams in for Kenny over Kenny Clark, without a doubt.
Just in case it maybe play action or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you get a bit more option. Yeah.
yeah. All right, but here's the next question, Mike. We already talked about Shavon Revel quite a fair bit already.
Mm.
Do you think he'll be on a snap count during this game?
Yes, more because first game back off injury, you don't want to like aggravate anything too soon, and then all that hard work that you've done since the draft on trying to get him ready at this stage all goes to waste.
And same question applies to Overshown?
Oh, probably.
Because I know Overshown's like so keen and eager to get back on the field, but at the same time, it's like we don't want. I know it sounds like we're like you're holding like a priceless glass vase,
Yeah.
and you don't want to drop it. Like it's worth a lot, but it's so fragile, and that's how I feel with Overshown right now. Because obviously, if the injuries extend he's had in his legs, so that's where I'm about. Maybe slowly bring him in.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
going to change my answer. Definitely yes. Thinking about it
yeah,
more
so
as you're talking, I'm thinking you think as well volatility of the linebacker position.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's where I'm thinking of it. And
double pitch count for both.
we're big Overshown fans. Like we would love nothing more for him to transform this linebacker core back to like that speed and velocity. But at the same time, we just don't want him to get bloody hurt. You know?
Yeah. So Logan Wilson carries on doing his thing. Give him the green dot. Off you go. Overshown. Yeah, you put him in, but you rotate. You rotate and pull him in and out when you need it.
That's a good question, actually, about Logan Wilson. Do you think we'll see him playing more of the duration of the game in this one?
Yeah, you will. Mostly because he's so good in coverage, and you can use him to kind of be the tight end killer of this game.
Good point. Good
Yeah.
point. All right. Okay, but so going back to like the Las Vegas Raiders, going back to this game. So we already kind of mentioned slightly about our offensive line and injuries that we've got none. Our offensive line is fully fit.
Clean.
But the Raiders offensive line, not so much.
Yeah.
As Jackson Powers Johnson and Colton Miller are obviously an injury reserve, and Mike, you have the statistics right there, so as well. So the Raiders are ranked 25th. Oh, wait, sorry, hold on a minute.
Yeah, they're 20. They're 25th, or you could go the other way. They have the 7th most sacks or 5th most sacks, I think it is.
I think
20...
that's sorry, so I'm getting my stats all mixed up here. That's based on the defense, but
Yeah.
you've got the offensive stats, so hit me with it, Mike. Sorry.
So that they have 27 sacks, so it's the 5th most in the NFL, and that's mostly because they've had so many pieces pull in and out. Dylan Parham was injured as well. He's not shown up on the practice report, showing that he's full. He's practiced in full, but they've got issues mostly at tackle. DJ Glaze leads the team in total pressures. He's really struggling on that side. So you put Dante Fowler over there on that side, just use him to long arm him, using his speed and counter to get around him. Yeah, and Geno Smith has struggled this season, as well as Ashton Genty. Both of those players are struggling because of the offensive line. Genty hasn't lit the league on fire this season, like everyone was expecting.
I did. I said it. I
Well,
said it.
everyone's seen my draft board. Genty wasn't my RB1. And mostly...
He was number 4 from my draft board.
Yeah. So mostly because of you look at the competition level he played in college, but during the season when he did face tough competition, and I know it's not the case this year, but last year he played Penn State, struggled, didn't score, had a fumble, and this season 3.9 yards per carry and only just over 500 yards total. So it's a combination of both efficiency with Genty, but also with his offensive line, because he is getting hit behind the line of scrimmage, and then he's having to create on his own. So it's definitely a place where the Cowboys should look to exploit.
Yeah, and just for the record, I had Marion Hampton as my RB1, Caleb Johnson my number 2, then I had Henderson as my RB3, then I had Genty.
Yeah, I had I had a Marion Hampton, Judkins, then Genty.
Oh, you had a slight different. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. But also going into this game, the Cowboys are 9 rushing touchdowns in the red zone, which is ranked 10th. However, the Raiders' defense have allowed 11 rushing touchdowns in the red zone, which is ranked second last, which is 31st.
Yeah. It's a defense really built to rush the passer. So when you get down deep into the red zone trying to defend that, it's a struggle for them. Max Crosby, that's the guy you've got to concentrate on.
Absolutely.
Beyond that, I think the offensive line can hold up with the rest. It's just how do you go about, like, is this a game where Javonte Williams, because we've seen it, chips a lot more, so his rushing yards come down a little? Or do you go out and double team him on the offensive line?
For me, I think it's again combination. There will be situations. Yeah, there'll be situations where you have to chip him for quick passes, but when it comes to like the more deep route balls, then obviously you need to try and hold them up as much as you can, give Dak the time and let the play develop for the right receivers to get an open space. That's the way I would see it. So again, situational, I think.
Yeah,
but,
I think short yardage situations, you definitely don't want to be chipping him because you want to try and get Ferguson out there because he's a go-to guy on third down.
Oh, 100%. Speaking of it, third down, Mike, the Cowboys' success rate is 43% on third down, which is ranked 6th. But here's the other kicker. The Raiders have allowed 46% on third down, which is ranked 28th, which is 4th worst.
Yeah. I mean, they struggle on third down, and I everybody talks about the Raiders' offense struggling, but there's definitely areas to pick apart on the defense.
Yeah. Like one side of the defense, like if it's the right, left, strong side or the weak side, it just really depends. And I think, and I don't know if you agree with this observation, but it always seems to be like if it's anything away from where the Max Crosby side is, that's where you want to target pretty much.
Without a doubt. I mean, that's the way to do
It sounds obvious when you like for like the like you want to go away from where your strongest players are. Yeah, it sounds pretty obvious, but that's where the big plays have actually happened. Players that are targeting the weaker side of that defense where there's no Max Crosby. Like it's
literally it's the Bill Belichick approach.
Yeah,
take away the strongest player.
Yeah, and keep it simple. Less is more.
Yeah. And then obviously on the other side there are on the defense. I think they only have 18 sacks, I believe, for the season, which is 25th. So it's literally they don't come at you with different attacking players to come in and get the sacks in. It's Max Crosby or nothing.
Interesting. All right, Mike. I think it's time for your special segment of the show. It's time for Mike's Would You Rattles.
All right. Here's one for you. We just talked about offense and defense. Would you rather win this one in a close contest, 20-17, right? Think about it. Only 17 points. So the offense is obviously having its issues, but the defense held up. So you're seeing the elevation of the defense. Or do you want to see a shootout where the Cowboys win 38-31? So the offense is continuing to stay high octane.
I feel like it's a bit of like.
You can't say somewhere in the middle. It's
would
you rather?
No. I'm not going to say that. It's because it's the Raiders right now. Like even 17 points as of right now would still feel a lot. So it feels like a lose question, Mike. So either way, yeah, it's better to have 17 points against us rather than 30. So that's the obvious answer, I would say. Even though we still get the win, I would take that. I would take that. Offense is still putting points on the board. Aubrey's getting a field goal in. I'll take that. But the fact that it's the Raiders, I would expect that to be more if that's the case.
All right, then. And then my other
for the offense, sorry.
For the offense, yeah, I was with you. And then my other would you rather is, would you rather see this offense force targets to CeeDee Lamb in this game? So 15 targets in this game.
15?
Yeah, quite a lot. Just try and get him that ball, give him the ball, get going. Not receptions, targets. Or would you rather see Dak spread it around? Because if they're going to bracket CeeDee Lamb, give Pickens, Turpin, Ferguson the options.
Spread the offense.
Yeah.
Like, well, for me especially, when it comes to Jake Ferguson, his red zone right now, rest assured I am targeting Jake Ferguson if we're in the red zone. That's a definite. I think he's right up there. Like, I think his completion, completion rate is like 75%, or roughly round about that figure, and with three touchdowns in the red zone. So yeah, I am definitely targeting Ferguson if that's the case.
Yeah. All right then, but here we go then. It's not a would you rather. It's an over/under question.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Cowboys sacks allowed 2.5.
Sadly, I'm going to go over.
Over. Okay, that's fair.
Sadly. Like, knowing what we did against Arizona and knowing that, like, we are the favorites going into this game, I do, like, and I did say, like, I went with my head rather than my gut last week. Like, so I think it's going to be over, Mike. And this might actually implicate on my score prediction, sadly.
All right, then. Do we segue to score predictions then?
Absolutely. All right, Mike. Right, I'll go first then, all right? So, unfortunately, I do have the Cowboys losing this game.
Really? Okay.
I do. like I think it will be a close affair. If we get the win, fantastic. But will we see a better defense out there? Yes. But do I think we'll be like there will be some cracks in there where we're just like we're still doing the same things and same things there and there? Yes. So I just have this gut feeling. My mind tells me we're going to win. Statistically, everything, we should win this game. But my gut is telling me we're not going to win this game,
Because
unfortunately.
they're favourites.
Fool me once, you never fool me twice.
Well, I got the Cowboys winning this one.
I haven't actually told you the score yet.
Oh, yeah, no, you haven't. Sorry.
So I have the Cowboys losing with the Raiders scoring 27 and the Cowboys 23.
Okay. All right, then. Fair enough. All right. I think the Cowboys win this one. I really do. The Raiders have too many issues, mostly on their offense. I know the Cowboys' defense sucks, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt of the extra pieces they've added and guys coming back in return. So I'm saying the Cowboys win this one 31-21.
All right. But yeah, okay, so hit me with your bowl predictions, Mike.
Oh, my bold prediction is... Okay, I got a good one. My bold prediction is this Cowboys defensive line holds Ashton Genty to less than 50 rush yards.
I can actually see that.
Oh, no, let's go one further. Less than 40 yards, because it's got to be bold.
You know what, mate? Sorry, I know we're doing bold predictions now, but I am tempted to change my score prediction. I really am.
Come on, then. Come on.
Cowboys 24.
Okay.
Raiders 16.
Ooh, so you are going for the win.
Yeah, I am.
What a flip-flop.
No, it's just when you mentioned Genty there, I'm just thinking it's more you outlined the issues with their offense is kind of making me kind of... but again...
They're only scoring 15 points per game. That's where I'm at.
Well, so was Arizona at one point.
I know.
But this is my problem right now, like, and especially just with this team in general. We've been given quarterbacks like best
career days,
days, wide receivers career days where they've never had before. Marvin Harrison had one of his best games in the NFL when he played against us. Caleb Williams, Russell Wilson for the Giants. Even though we won that game, it should never went that far, to be honest.
Yeah.
But Russell Wilson was playing like he was playing back when he was the Seahawks during the Super Bowl era, like that Super Bowl run. Like I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So,
all right. So you're going for a Cowboys win now?
I'm being very, very optimistic about it. Yes.
Get in there. Yeah. So going back to my bold prediction, I'm not going 50. I'm going to go 40. Oh, yeah, right. I'm going full bold prediction. Ashton Genty has less than 40 rush yards, 0 touchdowns, and a fumble.
Okay. Wow. That is a hefty bold. Let us know in the comments what you think about that one, folks. I'm going on the defensive side. I don't know if you know where I'm going with this one, actually.
Hit me with it. Is it going to be Shavon Revel?
It is.
Come on, then.
He gets an interception
in
his first game. That's it. Like,
do you know you could go really, really super bold? Insanely super bold.
Oh, let me guess. You're going to go Logan Wilson?
No.
No?
Shavon Revel interception on his first defensive snap.
No, that's...
no. That is very, very bold.
I was... if I was to if I want to be more specific to the point, it would be like a third down in the third series of the defensive ball.
Okay.
Like, that's how specific I would be on it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be exactly straight when the defense are on. I think it's going to be maybe the end of the first quarter, early second quarter. That might actually happen. If that actually happens, then I'm off to the bookies.
Yeah. And I can just see in the comments now where Ashton Genty has a career day against the Cowboys.
I'm telling you right now, that's what's going to happen. Unfortunately, this is where my gut is. Like, Genty's not been having a good season, but he was drafted so highly. But whenever the Cowboys play, this happens.
The Cowboys defense rolls in, just lets everything through. No, I'm going optimistic in I've got full positivity in the additions of the Cowboys defense, plus the extra preparation for the bye, that they will keep Genty to 38 rush yards, and he'll get a fumble. DeMarvion Overshown will knock that ball out.
That is going to be a big plus side, but the problem is with that is how much are we going to see of Overshown if I'm coming back?
Enough that he gets a fumble.
All right. Well, there we have it, folks. That is the end of this week's episode. Be sure to join us back for the post-game reaction on Tuesday, because obviously it's going to be Monday Night Football back in the UK. We'll probably be we'll be catching up with the game. We're not going to watch it live, that's for sure. No chance.
I'm watching it live.
Oh, I'm not. I've got my day job still to do, man.
Yeah, I sleep during my day job, so it works out fine.
Slacker. Well, yes, folks, but yes, be sure to join us back on Tuesday as me and Mike will return here. We'll be covering the post-game reaction, hopefully, fingers crossed, for a Cowboys victory. But like I said, I just have that gut feeling, just knowing how things are. I wouldn't be surprised if we lost this game. That's all I'm going to say on that matter.
Positive mental attitude.
But on the final note, next week, obviously there'll be post-game. Then we've got the pre-game show for the Eagles. Then me, Mike, and the rest of the UK Cowboys, which you can see right there on Mike's flag there. Yep, that one there. If you're watching here on YouTube, we're all off to Dallas for the Eagles game and the Chiefs game. So if you guys are in town for Dallas, be sure to hit us up. We would love to try and meet up. We're going to be at the Cowboys Experience meet and greet event. We're going to be doing a live show there, and we're going to be meeting with players, interviewing a couple of players as well. Who will we're not going to announce.
I thought you were going to do it.
No,
then I was like,
no. I'm not going to announce it. I'm not going to announce it. It's going to be an absolute belter. That's a good score. It means it's going to be really good. So be sure to join us for the live stream for that one. I think this is going to be our second live stream. Because obviously, I'll need to figure it out. But anyway, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, folks. And as always here at the World's Team, it's not just America's team. It is the World's Team. We'll see you guys next time.
That's a wrap on the World's Team Podcast. Smash that like button and hit subscribe, Cowboys Nation. This ain't just America's team, it's your team. Touchdown! It's the World's Team, only on Bleav, where real fans live.
How about them Cowboys?